This is KGW News at 11.
Good evening, friends, and thank you so much for being here with us on this Independence Day. I'm Galen Edlin. We begin tonight with a tragedy in Northeast Portland. At least 2 people are dead and 4 others are recovering from an apartment fire overnight. Investigators are looking into reports that fireworks were going off before those flames broke out. Tim Gordon has more.
A fire that took off and moved fast at about 3:30 Sunday morning. More than 100 firefighters came from across the city to the 2200 block of Northeast Weidler to battle an inferno and save lives. Sunday afternoon, Chief Sarah Boone said they had help from neighbors.
Sometimes when a fire is beyond our control, it takes community and residents to step in and help. And that's what happened on this fire today.
Images of the Heidi Manor apartments burning up are disturbing, especially knowing people died. Through the day Sunday, firefighters continued to put out hot spots. Malik Jackson helped get his family out safely. He told us about seeing 3 other people on the top level of the apartments above them in a life or death situation. He says at least one of them did not survive.
Like, he didn't want to jump, and the other 2 people, they jumped off. But the dude, he just sat there, and I don't know what happened. People react in different ways. So it was like, dang, he's really gone. It's just over.
Although investigators are still looking into how the fire started, they are hearing from neighbors who heard fireworks. Neighbors like Quest Ratcliffe.
About half an hour before the event, I heard multiple fireworks. So yeah, I'm assuming that's what it was.
If investigators think fireworks started this massive fire, they aren't saying so yet. They say they are still gathering evidence. Chief Boone did say this.
I'd like to let everybody know this tragedy was preventable.
But the chief seemed to be referring to a number of things, including the older buildings without sprinklers or multiple escape routes. Portland's mayor and commissioner in charge of the Fire Bureau also came to the fire scene Sunday to show support and mourn the loss.
The fire which destroyed the 2 complexes behind me this morning is nothing short of heartbreaking. It's a tragedy.
These were members of our community who don't exist anymore. And I know that Portland Fire and Rescue did all they could to save lives. But as you heard, this building went up like that.
Tim Gordon, KGW News.
Investigators ask anyone with information to contact the number on your screen, 503-823-INFO. That's 503-823-4636. Well, crews in Surfside, Florida have demolished the remaining section of a condo building that was still standing ahead of Tropical Storm Elsa. Officials say this will create a bigger debris pile and it will increase their chances of finding more victim remains. Rescuers promise the mission to find the missing will intensify now as crews try and stabilize the rubble ahead of the storm. After more than 10 days of searching, a lot of families do not have closure. As we mentioned, that demolition was pushed up because of the storm. The storm battered some Caribbean islands yesterday, killing at least 3 people. The Cuban government has opened shelters and moved to protect sugarcane and cocoa crops ahead of this storm. Elsa could also hit parts of Florida. The governor there declared a state of emergency in 15 counties. Elsa was considered a Category 1 hurricane until Saturday morning when it was downgraded back to a tropical storm. The 4th of July looks different again this year, but this time not because of COVID. Oregon is fully reopened, but wildfire risk is so high, a lot of counties and cities banned fireworks. Others let the bombs burst in midair, so to speak. Our Christelle Kumwe joins us live now with how that all played out tonight.
Hi, Galen. Well, right now I am at Ron Tonkin Field in Hillsborough, and about an hour ago, there was a fireworks show right after the Hops baseball game. Now, fireworks are banned in Multnomah County and Clackamas County. However, they are not banned in all cities in nearby Washington County. Here's a look at what people did to celebrate the 4th around here. Friends and families in Beaverton enjoyed a community 4th of July celebration at Oaks Hill Rec Center.
Today we're here for our first outdoor big concert.
That's a big change from Alejandro Perez's small family celebration last year. Another change for the family this 4th of July, no fireworks.
Well, mainly because of the fire hazard and the heat, but we're happy to enjoy another way Independence Day.
The city of Beaverton did not ban fireworks, but urged people to limit their use.
We're just out there with our safety message, and we're just hoping people, keep it safe and keep it legal.
Captain Tim Noakes with Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue says keeping it safe means having a bucket of water nearby.
Drop those used fireworks inside that 5-gallon bucket. Don't store them in your house. Don't throw them in your plastic garbage can next to your house. Don't throw them in a cardboard box in your garage. Leave them outside in the driveway, leave them outside on the curb next to the street.
He says a lot of the fires they see are caused by improperly disposed fireworks.
Beautiful day, lots of baseball to be played. It's gonna be awesome.
Over in Hillsboro, thousands opt for a 4th of July baseball game at Ron Tonkin Field.
I'm here to see the Hops and see some fireworks.
The sold-out Hillsboro Hops game was one of the places people could still catch fireworks this year.
Are you excited to see the fireworks tonight, Georgia?
Yeah.
Patrick and his family are excited about the game, but especially for the fireworks. They came from Newburgh, where fireworks are banned through July 9th.
Well, yeah, the fire danger is just too high. Everything's so dry. So we wanted to be in a place where, we were watching pros do it safely so we can all enjoy the 4th of July.
While Washington County left it up to cities to decide whether they wanted to ban fireworks or not, in Multnomah County, the ban on fireworks will last at least through the end of the month. Galen?
Christelle, thank you so much for that update. We appreciate it. Well, Pride Month is over, but the fight for equity goes on year-round. And some local providers want to make sure healthcare access is part of that conversation. Studies show LGBTQ people are at much higher risk of suicide, mental health problems, and substance abuse. Hazelton Betty Ford is an addiction treatment organization, and I spoke with the clinical director of its center in Newburgh, Molly Simpson, to get deeper context for LGBTQ communities.
Have a lot of challenging adverse childhood experiences related to bullying, trauma, and that's really, really impactful later in life.
A national study from Desert Hope showed higher rates of LGBTQ youth starting to use drugs and alcohol and earlier in life, often as coping mechanisms. CDC data show lesbian, gay, and bisexual youth are 5 times more likely to attempt suicide compared to straight youth. And 40% of trans adults have reported suicide attempts. Now, although we have seen a lot of progress toward acceptance, there are also steps backward.
Being actively, I think, traumatized and re-traumatized by, current events right now. We're in a year that's been record-setting in terms of the number of anti-trans bills that are being introduced in states across the country.
LGBTQ people also have less access to care, especially older adults who don't often trust the system as much. A survey is still open for older LGBTQ adults in Oregon to help address some of these kinds of disparities. You can access it on kgw.com through mid-July. Family of a man shot and killed on Rocky Butte last week. They want answers. Whoever killed him is still out there tonight. Portland police investigators found Alex Henze dead early Monday morning from a shooting in Joseph Woodhill Park. He was just 20 years old. A GoFundMe page from his family says he was recently working to get his life back on track for his 1-year-old daughter. I spoke with his cousin Brandon earlier tonight.
It hurts like losing a brother.
Is there anything, from your family's perspective that you'd really want to get out there to the community?
I hope the person who did this feels bad enough that they come forward. Or anybody who knows anything about it, please come forward. Alex's family loved him a lot. We do love him and we miss him.
Now, the family's GoFundMe page said Alex was supposed to meet someone at the park, but was instead set up. Crime Stoppers offers up to $2,500 for information that leads to arrests in unsolved crimes like this one. At least one person is dead from a motorcycle crash off Highway 26 near Furwood. That crash shut down traffic in both lanes for a while, then began to trickle through the area for several hours. Police have not released that person's name or said how the person crashed. Well, the number of people who died in last week's historic heat wave is growing, and at least 64 of those deaths were in Multnomah County alone. The county medical examiner says at least 30 of those deaths were confirmed from excessive heat. The other cases are suspected hyperthermia. An early snapshot of the number of deaths shows the people who died were between 44 and 68 years old. Most were found in their homes without air conditioning or fans. The county is not able to release the number of homeless deaths because of missing information. Turns out establishing homelessness takes intensive death investigation and follow-up.